I am so excited. So excited to say hi to you all. And um, first, let me start by saying I hope you can hear some of the bird song while I'm here in Thailand behind me. Zoom is so clear typically that you probably won't be able to, but maybe you can see a little bit of the greenery behind me. Tried to position you well so that you could get a bit of the feeling of where I am. I literally have to have the air conditioning on right now and was just standing in front of the fan. So happy to have you here for this three-part class series called Confident Cashflow. And the goal of the whole 3 days, hopefully you can make it for the 3 days, is helping you make more money this year, doing something that's really meaningful and fulfilling for you. So, who am I? For those of you who don't know, I think everyone on the call knows me fairly well. Some of you I'm just getting to know. Um, I am a keynote speaker, business coach, and author. And my main focus is helping leaders and business owners who are in seasons of transition or business expansion to step into that unknown when it feels rather uncomfortable and take bold risks, bold action to create greater impact and meaning in the world, and also be able to enjoy the life you want to, which often includes either maintaining or growing your income. So I specialize in habit transformation, stress mastery, and income acceleration. Those are three main areas if I'm consolidating everything. I'll tell you a little bit about why I do what I do, why I'm so passionate about it, and then we'll get into the overview for the next 3 days and our topic for today. So I noticed over the last 13, 14 years of running my practice and consulting business that I just noticed a lot of people were tolerating too much internal pressure. And typically, the clients that I work with have really big shoulders. They're high achievers, visionaries, and they're capable of carrying a lot of weight and achieving a lot. And so that internal pressure, I noticed how it was impacting their performance, thinking that pushing forward and hard work is what was going to make change happen. And it's only sustainable for so long. So I saw their performance starting to decline or their body, their health starting to be impacted and their relationships, either marriages or the connection they were feeling between their children and them was they were just feeling unpresent and less connected than they wanted to be with their families and their spouses. And that hurt my heart. And I also noticed confusion in business owners' lives, business leaders, really feeling like, what do I need to prioritize? What do I need to do differently in order to create stability, assurance, confidence? And I have been there, so I could relate and I had empathy for people who are in seasons of transition and feeling scattered. And I wanted people to be able to have a light shining on the path in front of them. And the last thing that I noticed was a lack of self-awareness around internal obstacles that slow people down on their journey, their professional journey, their career journey, that can be so frustrating and maddening sometimes when we don't know why we can't progress as quickly as we want to and reach the people that we want to help and make the income that we want to make. And that has everything to do with why I wanted to provide this training and not only focus on the strategy for income acceleration, but also help you understand what some of the roots are that are holding you back from the income you could be making and or slowing down your progress. They're invisible. And sometimes we think, I don't know if you can relate, but sometimes I feel like just throw me a strategy, throw me a bone, tell me what to do, and I'm good. But the truth is, there's also mindset and emotional blocks that stop us from stepping into the unknown that we don't even know about because we're walking around with blinders. So I want to help to remove some of those blinders to help you see clearly, because when you can see clearly, you have power to move forward. So I've consolidated everything that I have learned, and hopefully it will shrink time for you and accelerate income growth and help you have step into that better life that you want without unnecessary stress. So the bumps that I ran into, I'm hoping to help you just skip over with ease. So my encouragement for you as we step into the training now is to stay open. Don't tell yourself stories like, okay, well, I have a feeling I know what Amy's going to teach, and so I'm going to check out early. Stay curious because you may have heard something before that may land this time if you're open and curious. Or even just a different perspective that I have on something. Stay open and curious because you don't know how that might impact your life over the next 3 days. Choose to be a learner. Choose to be the one on the other end. If you're also a teacher and a speaker, then sometimes it's very humbling and vulnerable to be on the other end. So stay open, stay curious. I want to share with you first, you might want to write this down, 3 problems that I see stopping business owners from making the money that they'd like to be making. One is that lack of awareness, like I was talking about, in regards to those internal obstacles that block or slow down income growth. Just lack of awareness. What we don't know, we can't do anything about. The second problem is they're just not being visible in front of the right people that they want to serve. And usually that's because there's resistance around marketing, visibility, sales. And the third problem is they don't have a plan, or their plan is too broad. So they're doing too much, and that often feels like confusion. They feel scattered, maybe instability, tiredness, even can result in apathy, like, why bother? This is too much work. And those lack of clear priorities slows down revenue. So we can either, with new strategy and new awareness about ourselves, if you think about a trajectory on the uphill, you can embrace something new over the next 3 days, and with solutions to those 3 problems, with more awareness about yourself, with awareness about how to be visible, what to communicate articulately, and then how to map out an income producing plan that saves you so much time and allows you to market to the right people who have the purse strings to hire you. That trajectory can speed up quite quickly. Life can change quite quickly. Another option you have is just to keep doing the same thing. So you might draw yourself a flat line, keep doing the same thing, and hope that change happens sometime in the future. You know, it can. You can do it by yourself and you cannot change anything, and something might improve for you. But that's leaving it more up to fate instead of being a co-creator in this process. Or the third option is a downhill curve. And that's where you might become apathetic and start telling yourself the story. It doesn't really matter. My dream's not really that important. The book I want to write won't really help the people. They won't probably even read it. So why bother? If I put on those speaking engagements or pitch myself as a speaker, my message, maybe it's not that really valuable. You know, you might start thinking stories like that bring you on a downhill trajectory. Those are all possibilities for your future. So today, I want to focus on this topic. So, our topic for today is uncovering money blocks and rewiring your mindset, reprogramming your actual identity. So, this is a big topic for today. Before we dive into it, I would love to open up the call for you to verbally share with me. Um, and for everyone else so that we know who's joining us in this room, because ideally you would have walked into a physical space, you would have said hi to some people, shared your name already, and you have a kind of a check about where people are from and the vibe they give off, right? But we haven't had that opportunity. So online, this is the next best option. You can either unmute or you can put it in the chat. I would love to hear why did you show up? What's your main desire, um, and what you're thirsting for more of right now. Andrea, I see you
I'll
unmute.
go for it. Sure. So great to see you, Amy. And I see a few other people on the call. I think that I also know Kim and I think Darren before too. Or so that's exciting. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm thirsting to work with more clients. I'm enjoying creating a pipeline and working within more habits and structure. And definitely different things I'm learning from you, Amy, but I would like to work with more people and figuring out how to get in front of the right audiences and maybe sharing my story more in a more impactful way. So, yeah, I'm
Okay.
excited to be here and see everybody. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrea. And one more ask you can say out loud, or you can just take some time to think about it and put it in the chat. I'd like people, if you're open to it, to get vulnerable. What would be like this is the second prompt, what would be your Mardi Gras? Like, oh, if I could have that kind of income would make me feel um, abundant, because this is called confident cash flow today, right? And so I hear a lot of the time, I want to work with more people. I want more meaning and fulfillment in my work. I want to feel more purpose driven. Um, and I want to use my skills, my speaking skills or writing skills. I want to be able to serve more people. Okay, awesome. Let's get clear as well on how much money feels like more than enough money. It's like if you landed on a soft piece of sourdough, that's how you got to feel about your finances, then how much would be coming in? More than enough, not just enough. I'd love people to type that in the chat too. Okay, Lori, I see you unmuted. Do you want to share?
Sure. I'm new to this group and new to the next chapter in my story, my life. So I'm very much looking forward to those future opportunities of speaking to audiences and being paid to speak. Um, I'm newly, as I've said many times, retired, but I don't use that word. Um, it's just a new chapter in my very big book of my life so far. So looking forward to all opportunities to meet new people like yourselves and get connected and, continue to uh, put the work in to provide future opportunities for me to speak.
Okay, awesome. So it's all about, there's a big theme of speaking for you. And as you hear other people share, Lori, start digging into the Mardi Gras desire. What really feels like the Mardi Gras desire. Thanks for sharing.
I can share too.
All right, Kim, great
Hi,
to see you.
Amy. Nice to
Hi.
see you. Nice to actually meet you.
Yeah.
I feel like I shared with Amy earlier that I think it's a bit of divine intervention that I'm here because she left me a lovely voice note a couple days ago on LinkedIn, just to connect. And then I looked at her profile and I saw a post about this program. I'm like, that really resonates. I'm going to join. This was yesterday, I think. So here I am. And Andrew, it's great to see you. Lovely to meet the rest of you. And for me, it really is good timing because I'm in a transition. I've been running my business for many years, and it's a translation agency. I have translators all over the world, and I'm in transition because I've taken on a contract with an organization that is taking up the better bulk of my time. So I've reduced the time that I have to grow my business to about 1 day a week. And when you ask about, what my target is financially, I actually want to 4x my revenue, which would mean reaching actually 100,000 this year. Now, that's not in my pocket because I have my team to pay, but that would be my goal this year. But I have 4x less time. So I feel like this is a huge undertaking to try to make 4 times the money with, you know, 3/4, less the time, like 1 day a week kind of
Yeah,
to work
yeah.
on it. But I feel like it's possible. I just have to be really focused and do the right things. And that's something that I have difficulty with. I want to do everything. I want to help everyone. And but now my situation is such that I have to be hyper focused. And I think that,
That's a gift. Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. So this program, I think, is something where it's a great place for me to start changing my mindset, being more aware of where I need to be focused, where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, etc. So, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. And this really makes me think for everyone else. You made me feel something when you shared your vision. Like you laughed like, huh, I don't know if that's possible in 1 day a week, but this is my dream. When we make Google talks about moonshots, I think. Has anyone else ever heard
Oh,
that
yeah.
term? And we know the term, right? You shoot for the moon, hit the stars. It's all good, right? Um, I when we are so excited by a dream that feels unreasonable, unrational, too big, too good, too easy, that type of energy propels us. And it doesn't have to be just money focused because often that's not enough. And we need to rewire some thinking around money, anyways, which we will do today. But what kind of dream excites you so much that even if you got lower than that, you'd be okay with it. Right? We're not too pumped and we don't get as motivated and invested in a dream that feels like, oh yeah, I'd probably reach that this year. That's probably possible for me this year. It's like, meh. It's kind of the feeling we get about it. But when we have an exciting dream, and we're going to get into mapping out and imagining even more exciting possibilities to do with your dream, then we get invested because, wow, if the world's my oyster, I wonder how that could be possible. And in day 3, we'll be talking about what we don't need to focus on that causes problems for us and more like some spiritual things too, and like universal laws, and how to stay in our own lane and focus on what we are meant to use our precious energy and time for. So I believe that's really going to be powerful for you. Okay. Um, who's next? Who would like to share? And don't feel you need to, only if you want to.
I'll share, Amy.
Great, Darren.
Yeah, so for me, what you spoke about at the beginning, I am marketing to everyone. So I want to really niche down and market to my target audience, but I'm having a hard time finding who that target audience is. I love to speak. I'm a good speaker, but I'm not sure who to speak to. I've got a number of speaking engagements, but I'm just not sure I'm focused on the right things. So, and I would say the goal I set for myself this year was safe. It was $5,000 a month. That was my goal. But as you were speaking there, I was like, well, maybe it should be more than that. Maybe I should go. I really had a dream to replace my income, and that's like 120K. So that would be nice to do. That would be if I can replace my income. But I kind of set the bar a little bit low because I was like, well, if I can make just the 5,000, then I think I'll be good. But no, I think the replacing the income is really the goal.
Yeah, and we can play between that too, right?
Yeah.
We can go, okay, well, this would be super easy accomplished by these means, but what would be fun to play with? Like it almost expands our inner world when we think of 120,000. Well, if we flip that on its head, then how could you show up and be of service to that level emotionally? What type of new identity would you need to embody? How does that person act? What daily
Mhm.
priorities do they focus on? And becoming that type of person. Thanks for sharing, Darren.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can I
super.
just add something? Now
Sure,
that Darren has said that, that
sure.
triggered something in me. Um, I have a, a really nice pension, and I was just thinking, wouldn't it be nice that I wouldn't have to rely on that pension at all? That when I've lived abroad, and so my money from abroad, I never had to deal with my pension. It just went in, and the money from abroad was awesome, and it was significant. So now that I no longer have that income, I was thinking it would be nice, as Darren said, that, I don't have to rely on that to be my income source, that I have another income source. And as you said, Amy, it's flipped so that my pension income can just be my other money.
hmm And what I've found for myself, I'm not sure if it's the same for all of you, is I love how your heart was opening, your mind was opening, Lori, to bigger, broader possibilities. Yeah, cling to that kind of imagining during today's class. Um, I have actually caused myself problems by focusing on my money goal, unnecessary stress and pressure internally. And so it is very, I think, very helpful to have a money goal and obviously have it connected to deeper values and meaning for you. But we'll be really focusing on that in what is the internal focus, flipping the switch on that in day 3 so that we're more aligned with how the world works on a spiritual level. Okay. Okay. Christine, did you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Christina Ferrier. I just have a little startup here and been going for about 3 years. And this past year, I saw the most growth that I have had, which was fantastic. And I'm thirsting for more. So I would like to see my business grow, I would say 3 times as big as it is right now.
Okay. Um, and just for everybody else's playing pleasure today on the call, Christina, what else would you like as well as the income that are like values based? Well, I'd also like this, and I don't want to give up that. Can you tell me a little bit more of that?
Um, yeah, I guess I feel like right now, because I do work full time on top of my business, I don't want to give up the job that I'm working at. So finding the time is often a struggle for me. So I want the growth. I want the more clients, not just the money, just like having those clients there would be the fantastic part. But I need to do that without losing the other job. So finding the time, finding the balance, and finding the determination needed to do it all.
Okay. Awesome. So you want to have the job and you want your income to grow with your startup. And congratulations for how it's grown. That's great. Yeah. So now I'd like you to, in the chat, I want you to write down what you think you'll need to do in order to have what you desire. So make sure you've written down what your desire is for yourself, because we've heard it. And then I want you to track with us and mainly for yourself. What is it that I'm telling myself that would require of me? Well, in order to have that or experience that good thing, I'll need to blank. Write down anything that comes to mind in the chat. Like, yeah, Lori says, I need to connect with more people. Okay, Andrea feels that's great. Thanks for sharing, Andrea, that I need to wait 1 to 3 more years. Probably that feels like realistic. Okay? Meh? Yeah. Um, Need to get on more stages and impact more lives. Okay, what are all the actions? It might be like, I feel like I'd need to work 6 hours a day. Um, I feel like I would need to, I don't know, what is it? Postpone my health, rethink who my ideal client is. Okay. Meet enough clients at speaking events. She'd need to, Kim says, find potential clients, be more productive, market myself, not allow myself to get discouraged. Okay. All right. So when you think about all of these, I would need to do this, or I would need to wait, or whatever. Um, Let me know if there's anything that you wrote that makes you feel that makes you feel an emotion that drains you. So how does that action make you feel? Don't focus on oh, that one excites me. Um, Focus on the action that makes you either feel overwhelmed, makes you feel tired at the very thought of it, makes you feel scared, and write down what that emotion is. Sometimes it can make you feel withdrawn, kind of like, yeah, I'm not going there. But right now, we're getting in touch with the root of what would possibly make you procrastinate, hesitate, resist, push to make it happen, um, just slow down income growth. So let me see if anyone's writing down feelings. And okay. Someone said overwhelmed. Look, Kim said overwhelmed, frustrated, okay, exhausted, irritated. Super. Okay. Not that the feelings are super, but that you're getting in touch with the feelings behind the action. Okay. So I want you to start noticing the story behind that emotion. It's so wild. These stories are literally somehow lodged in our nervous system. And our um, our brain, thank God, is malleable, and we can change the story in our brain, pave new paths, and old ones can stop being so lit up and controlling our destinies, you know? So today's all about rewiring, and we need to get in touch with what is that story behind irritation? What am I telling myself? So, would anyone like to be a guinea pig for today for the next couple minutes and get some direct feedback on what the story is you might be telling yourself? And everyone else who's watching, nobody, you don't have to volunteer if you don't want this. It's super valuable though. Um, Everyone else who watches, I want you to pretend like I'm coaching you, and you'll get a lot of value just out of witnessing. Oh, Darren. Okay. All right. So did you get any clarity, Darren, on your how that action made you feel and then what you think the story is you might be telling yourself?
Yeah, so I when I'm marketing when I'm marketing my services, I feel irritated. I put irritated in the chat. And I feel irritated because I'm marketing to people that may not be the right audience. So that it irritates me. It's draining. It doesn't feel like it's valuable to me. So yeah, and I guess the story I'm telling myself is this isn't worth it. What am I doing?
Okay. Now, you know, because of our work together, that you are this isn't worth it for me, or this isn't worth it. You know some deeper things about yourself right now,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So what you've kind of got you're up a rung or you're up a flight of stairs already on this topic. So
Right.
can you share with me anything and with the rest of the group anything that feels comfortable on a vulnerability scale, right? Of what you think this story might be connected to in regards to what you've been believing about yourself?
Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I guess the story is probably, um, hmm, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, but yeah, the story is probably connected to just childhood and sometimes feeling like, I wasn't worth it. I wasn't worth the effort. Um, uh, I guess that's probably what I can share. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
I got the same thing. So
Okay.
everyone else, I hope you're enjoying this because uh, I also want to share with you what's going on while I'm listening to Darren. So, because we already have a connection, it's awesome because I know a lot about Darren. And um, so I'm picking up on certain things that I feel like are roots or like cords that are holding Darren to the ground that we can cut today so that
Mm.
his hot air balloon can start rising up above the trees, right? He
Right.
has the hot air balloon. So what I got was, um, okay, well, I need to market in order to grow my business to the degree I want to. But that makes me feel irritated because maybe I'm not marketing to the right people. So if I don't have clarity on that, then maybe this isn't a valuable use of my time, and then maybe just the whole amount of effort isn't worth it. And I'm not wanted. They won't find value in what I have to share. I'm not, and like you said, I'm not worth it. And I ended with I'm not valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. Or unwanted. My
I'm,
services are unwanted. Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm not wanted, and therefore my services aren't wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Does
Yeah.
it feel like it's a pretty strong landing place? It's probably
Yeah.
connected.
I think so. Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's accurate.
Okay. All right. So does that clarify for you? Is there more insight for you as to why you would maybe give up too early or resist reaching out in the first place?
Yeah, you mentioned something earlier. I think right now I don't necessarily give up, but I just keep pushing through. But I push through, but I know it's not, something's just not resonating. It's not working. I'm not getting the clients from this type of marketing that I'm doing. So that's why I feel like I'm irritated. So it's almost a waste.
Yes. Okay. So there's a difference here. And maybe this applies to
Mm.
other people right now too. There's two things going on. There's one about, okay, your job is to uproot something false you've been believing about yourself, which just came to light there, or
Mm.
confirmation about what's come to light already. And then the second point is, okay, you're noticing what I'm doing, maybe the language even that I'm using in my marketing or who I'm reaching out specifically to isn't feeling aligned. And that's good that you're noticing that because you're probably on point,
Mm.
right? And there's
Mhm.
opportunity for clarity and alignment. And instead of like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping some sticks, right?
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So instead of pushing through, what would it look like to receive? And I know that you're a spiritual guy.
Mhm.
So what my encouragement, my next step for you, aside from what we will all be doing as a group too, looking at who am I currently marketing to? Who do I really want to market to? What do I really want to help them solve? um, achieve without losing something they find that's dear to them. there's that practical side too of, right, like refining your message and making sure that you're reaching out to the people who are your bread and butter potential clients who have the purse strings to hire you. All of that is really important. Um, First off, because I know you're spiritual, I would say have a conversation with God and ask, um, who are the people you want me to help? And what is the specific audience you have for me to speak to? Yeah. And if you don't hear anything right away, don't give up because we know God speaks through many different ways. Sometimes God speaks through people, sometimes through signs that we literally see a sign or on the back of someone's t-shirt, we just keep thinking about a specific person and we're like, man, I'm not thinking a lot about them today. Right? There's
Yep.
just so many ways. So, if you ask, you'll receive. Just be open to the how.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, you said the first question was, who are the people you want to help? And what was the second question?
Anyone else remember? Kim.
Kim remembers.
I wrote down. What I don't know if I got it exactly right. What is the specific audience you want me to speak to?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Darren, anything you're landing with, any insight you're landing with before we wrap up this discussion?
Um, Landing. I think those next steps are helpful. Because I'm the type of person that I just go out and start doing and not really slow down and sort of think it through as far as what am I doing, why am I doing it? So that this is helping me with the to slow down and get the why. Who are the people, what's the specific audience that I want to speak to, and as you said, going to God with those questions and slowing down and really trying to understand, who I am, who am I to serve? Because I think once I get clear on that, I think the marketing will be easy. That's really the insight that I got. The marketing won't be irritating, it won't be frustrating. It'll be easier because I'm focused on the right people.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be coming from I am valuable. Coming from I am
Mm,
wanted. That's a big, big key difference.
right.
We'll be
Yeah.
coming into every interaction from highly valuable, highly worthy. Um, my message is needed and wanted so much that I need to step forward and meet the needs of those people. Instead of I have somehow I'm going to get that sense of value confirmed through other people's opinions of me.
Mm,
You
yeah.
said one thing too. For all of you who feel like you're probably overachievers, visionaries, doers, action bent, let me give you a powerful reminder. Slowing down is productive. Okay. I am like that as well, Darren. And we need these reminders that slowing down to listen and reflect will speed you right up. But if you don't, it will feel like pushing a boulder up a hill. When you could have accelerated shrunk time and accelerated growth, like that sounds a lot more fun to me. Mhm. And it
Yeah.
won't feel so heavy because you won't be doing it all by yourself anymore. Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you so much for playing, Darren. That was great.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Can I just add something, Amy? The
Sure,
slow
Lori.
down piece. Um, I tried that today. And again, with my calendar, I thought, you know what, I've got a couple hours that I'm just gonna sit and think about stuff. And I probably lasted, if I'm lucky, 15 minutes and then went on to, okay, well, maybe I should do this. Maybe I'll read over this and I'll do that. Still really struggle with the slow down. And I don't like it at all. It's not in my DNA. And I know that I need to rewire myself to be able to do that. Um, but yeah, the slowing down part I find very, very hard.
So can I share a key point about that? Okay. For those of you who um, have a spiritual belief in someone or something greater, and I know you do, Lori, um, I have found for myself, coming from that perspective, that typically, like one, for sure, self-acceptance, like you slowed down for 15 minutes. That's pretty good. So self-acknowledge first. It's like baby steps, right? And plus, it doesn't have to take forever to slow down, reflect, and gain insight. 15 minutes is great. Maybe 15 minutes another time in the day, you can pop it in too. Uh, but more importantly, I believe we can get stuck in a really big trap of thinking that we got the best ideas, we've got all the knowledge we need, and we've got the most ultimate ideal plan. And when we're so high on ourselves without even knowing it, and I'm not imposing this on you, Lori, I have come from this place of not even knowing that I'm thinking my plan is the best plan. I can see the whole future. I don't need any help. I'm just going to plow forward and create what I want to create. Um, and so that slowing down is vulnerable, can be vulnerable, because it means I am choosing to surrender, one, that I don't have the best plan, that there's actually a better plan that I could access. And I'm surrendering my desire to be in control. And that's uncomfortable. And I'm surrendering, saying, yeah, I'll be led. And so I feel like that might be a key to um, being able to slow down. You said it's not in my DNA. I would beg to differ. I think it is. I think it's just flexing a muscle. Maybe that's underused. Okay, so all right, let's talk about some resistance you might have that's directly related to your goal of money, everyone. So I want you to write this down. I already have a good life, but I want more. So how does wanting more make me feel? You know, write that down. How does wanting more make me feel? Knowing that I've already got a good life. I have so much to be thankful for. You could put that in the chat if you want. How does wanting more make me feel? Could be really lovely emotions, could be troublesome emotions. But what we are looking for is where there's resistance, because that's the clue for you. And then I want you to write down, in order to have X, that's where your desire, in order to have desire in parentheses, I have to blank. And this is everything to do in my framework with sacrifice. It's one of the reasons that we resist change. We resist expansion and growth, that which we desire. In order to have X, I have to miss out on Y. And that feels crummy. Or I can't have Y. For example, in order to reach that income goal, I just have to put up with a sore body. I just have to suck it up. In order to speak on more stages, I need to put in an excruciating amount of time to clarify my message. It's going to take forever. That makes me feel tired. So, anyone have some fill in the blanks for those sentence stems that you want to put in the chat? How does wanting more make me feel? And that relates to I would become this type of person who I don't want to become. It's out of integrity with your values. Wanting more makes me feel undeserving, Darren said. I feel I deserve more. It's a good feeling. Undeserving, greedy, manipulative. Okay, I would have to give up rest, and that would make me feel more stressed. I have to love money. That's an interesting one, hey? Okay. Makes me think of Song of Solomon, that it's okay to enjoy. So, uh, this the first sentence stem uproots judgment we hold towards others we didn't even know we held. And I'll give you an example from my life. If I allow myself to want more, that makes me an ungrateful person. Didn't know that I had that belief. I can't allow myself to make more money because spiritual people, they don't have wealth. That wasn't what I saw growing up. So I can either be spiritual or I can be wealthy. Gotta choose. That doesn't feel good. You can either be thankful or you can want more, but you can't be thankful and want more. Right? So it's not fun when we play in the world of tit for tat. I have to sacrifice something. Or if we don't know that we're actually judging people who have what we want, we never want to become someone who we judge. So we have time for one quick share around some realization you might be getting right now. Uh, just a quick side note, we're not done the training, but in 10 minutes, I'm going to wrap it up. And some of you may have seen this, some of you may not have, but there is an option to stay with me and get personalized support for half an hour after every call. So all the calls are free, but for half an hour after every call, if you want that extra support and guidance, then it's $97, covers the 3 days. So just let me know if you want to stay on afterwards and we'll work it out. For now, I'd love to hear what do you think you might be believing about yourself or something to do with money? We heard from Darren already. I'd love to hear from someone else. What do you think your story is? Like, in order to make that money, I have to tolerate X, or wealthy people are like, who would I become that I don't want to become if I lived that good of a life? What's the insight you're getting right now? Now feel free to verbalize if you want to unmute, or you can put it in the chat.
I'll explain mine because it looks funny.
Okay,
I
sure,
said,
Lori.
in order to make that money, I actually have to do this. So this isn't just a little side gig that, oh, if a speaking thing comes, then I'll do it. I think I need to actually say to myself, you're in, do it. Like this isn't something that's just going to happen, here and there. Go in full time,
So
whatever that looks like.
yeah, I would ask yourself, what is it that stops me from? going in full time?
Oh, that's easy. That's very easy. Fear of it not working out, fear of rejection, fear of, no one wanting me. Um, that's the big one.
Okay. So can I give my 2 cents? Okay. Because my goal for today was to help everyone gain awareness as to the internal stumbling blocks holding you back. And I wanted to see how far we could get today to bring clarity to the false identity you've been operating from in your work lives and in your personal lives so that you can reclaim your true identity instead of believing unconsciously. Just I call them unconscious acceptance, acceptance. Yeah, unconscious acceptance. The word seemed funny for a minute. Or chosen agreements. So moving away from unconscious accepted beliefs about yourself that maybe you picked up from family or experiences or culture to chosen agreements. This is what you're going, how you're going to see yourself moving forward, how you will operate in your work life moving forward from this belief about yourself. You said fear it won't work out, rejection, and no one wanting you. So if it doesn't work out, what would that prove about you that you're worried people would find out about you? You want to play with me for a minute in this?
Yeah, and I think too, because I was really good at my other job. And this is very new for me, somewhat new. I've spoken before. Um, it's that, would I still hold what I used to have in that acceptance from all these people because of my not what I used to be, because I'm still that person, but that particular job I had. And now this that I want to do because it's new and having to find these speaking engagements is new and a bit scary because, as you know, in the past, when I lived in the Middle East, the phone would ring. Hey, Dr. Laurie, we want you to do this. We want you to, yeah. And as I've told Amy, the phone hasn't rung once here in little BC. So it's scary.
Mm-hmm. Um, what's landing for me is this sense of similarity to Darren. Uh, in the past, it seems you got your need for value and worth from other people's opinion of you. But now you're going to be operating from rock solid, can't shake me. My value comes from inside. I don't need your approval. I don't need you to respect me. I already freaking respect myself. And I saw you, I see pictures, right? So I saw you like dancing on this, your foundation of the knowledge of your value, the exquisiteness of who you are. And because you're coming into each conversation with like event organizers from this worthiness and this self-respect, they're like, who is Lori Carpenter? Versus coming into those conversations from this sense of like, I'm a little, this is not conscious, but this is what we would do as the opposite. I'm a little bit little. And I would love it if you would see me and recognize me so that I can recognize myself and that I can respect myself because you're confirming for me that I'm respectful and that I have high worth and high value. But if you don't see that in me, then how can I see it in myself? Right? So if you own this new, not new, but reclaim the truth that I have full value. I'm not lacking one good thing. I'm more than enough. Then rejection is like a water off a duck's back. And and acceptance of some people who aren't aligned to hear and receive the gold in your message, that'll be okay because um, you fully know that there are the right audiences for you, and they will seize your message as soon as you're in front of them. Mhm. Got any questions or insight from that?
No, it is for me, it's all about I have to prove myself all over again, you know. Um, I'm starting from the beginning. And I just, just give me a chance. It's like that first job. Once you get that job, and then you can go in and just show them how awesome you are. But getting that, because you know you're awesome, right?
Yeah.
But just getting that job. So for me, it's all about it. Just let me have the chance. I'll show you. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from some of the other, if you don't mind, some of the other people as well, if what their thoughts are about kind of what I just said.
Yes, in just a minute, I can open up the call for that as we close. Um, what I wanted to make sure everyone starts becoming aware of is what you might be believing about yourself that isn't your true identity, that could impact your income creation and the realization, stall the realization of your dreams. These are the most common false identity statements I hear from clients. I'm not enough. I'm not smart. I'm not wanted or unwanted. They're like statements, internal statements. I'm not valuable, or even worse, it can be rooted in I'm worthless. I don't matter. I'm not important. I'm unequal. I'm less than. I'm not equal to those people. So, um, one thing that I wanted to say, Lori, to wrap up our conversation is it seems like you're being invited into this place where you're willing to suck. To you're willing to
Suck
be,
or sell my soul. I'm not sure which. One of those two for sure.
I don't know about sell your soul. We're in when we're stepping into a new season, usually there's tons of new learning. And it means we need to wear our learning shoes and to not be great at it for a while and to like feel that crunchy awkwardness of the newness. So if you're willing to be like to stay open and play in that space and be willing to for things to not be perfect, which I know is challenging, then um, your nervous system will feel more relaxed and you'll feel more confident with more energy to move forward with. Okay, we do have a couple minutes for people to give Lori insight. I think anything that really popped for you as Lori was sharing and I was in conversation with her, anything that arose for you that you think might be valuable for Lori.
I can share something.
Go for it, Kim.
So it was one of the last things you said, Lori, which was that you feel like you're starting over. And I'm in a new, I'm in a transition myself, and I feel like I'm doing that right now. And um, I guess what just is coming up for me is that you have a whole lifetime of expertise. You're not starting from zero. You may be starting a new chapter, but you have so much to build on and so much to share. So it's just like a little pivot, maybe is kind of where you are. And so I just encourage you to, yeah, reflect on how much you have to offer. And yes, start finding that first gig, a first speaking gig, and and someone to believe in you is probably scary and a challenge, but I don't think it's going to take you very long. And then it's just going to kind of explode.
Thank you.
One
Yeah,
other question. Yeah, go ahead,
I
Darren.
agree. I agree with what Kim was saying. Um, and I think you have, I don't know how much experience you have as a doctor, but you have all that experience that you bring into your speaking, right? You have all of that experience. So I had to reframe that myself because I was in IT for 30 years and I had to kind of start reframing. Well, I haven't been speaking that long and, but I had to, and I did do some speaking when I was in IT, but yeah, so I think you just have to reframe that and say, yes, I'm bringing all of this experience as a doctor to my speaking, and that I'm highly valuable in having all that experience, right?
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Darren. Um, I have open doors if you want to email me or contact me on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And if you have questions in between classes, I'll do my best to support you and answer you. I'm so happy this community has come together. If you have friends who would like to join us for day 2 and day 3, please share the link with them. This could save so much time and stress and help them progress so much more quickly in their professional pursuits. So let me share with you what the plan is for tomorrow. But before I do, this is my invitation for you at the end of class. So, question for you. Are you willing to leave behind conventional wisdom for inner wisdom? Are you willing to leave behind conventional wisdom for inner wisdom on this path into the unknown right now, in the transition where you find yourself desiring expansion? It can feel much safer to cling to conventional wisdom, what feels responsible, rational, um, more common, what feels safe, right? But safety doesn't lead to growth. Safety doesn't lead to expansion. So you will be amazed as you follow the breadcrumbs in front of you that guide you into greater impact. It will all be worth it. So first, we need to move forward from today with a new identity, a new belief about yourself. So I'd really like you to land with that. Even if you don't know what it is right now, I'd like you to write down on your workbook or your planner. I'm moving into this new season with this new belief about myself. I'm not going to carry the other one anymore. Tomorrow's topic is letting your light shine. So it's all about visibility and marketing. We'll be talking about where you might resist being more visible, what makes it difficult to be more visible, what you think marketing will entail versus the authentic marketing plan that we're going to put together. That's all about utilizing your strengths instead of spreading yourself too thin. So that's tomorrow's topic, letting your light shine, visibility and marketing. And we'll be diving into mapping out the first steps of your action plan. So, we're going to, those of you who are staying on after with me, just stay on. And then we'll hop into more in-depth guidance and support. Even if you haven't paid me yet, that's fine. We can deal with it later. One word for what was most valuable or a short sentence. Maybe can you put it in the chat? That would be wonderful. What's your biggest takeaway from today?
It has to be one word.
Oh, yeah, you can do a sentence. Go for it.
Okay. Okay.
And if you just prefer to tell me instead of write, you go for it as well. Tell us, I mean.
I think the trusting in the universe, I think that's really, yeah, I placing trust in myself and allowing that abundance to unfold is, I think, exactly what I am. My new beliefs are going to be moving forward on my sheet, stick it by my bed, stick it in front of my computer. So, yeah, thank you for a great session.
You're welcome.
Expansion, expansion,
And
more.
time for
More is
expansion.
great. More is great for everybody.
Mhm. Take home for you, Andrea, is what are all of the benefits I can think of to myself and others if I allow myself to receive more? Okay, let me see here. Anyone else want to share with me verbally, or did you all put it in the chat? Slowing down is productive. Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it, Christina? Good one for me too. Getting out of my own way. That was your biggest takeaway. That's great, Kim. Darren, getting quiet and listening to God about who he wants me to help. What's the biggest problem you want me to help those people with? Is another question you could ask. And Kim, seeking God's direction for moving forward. Awesome. So obviously the God component, spiritual component really resonated for many of you. I'm super happy about that. Doesn't matter what your spiritual beliefs are. If you believe that there's something bigger than you, greater than you, then we need to pay attention to partnering because we're not alone. Thank goodness we have greater guidance. Okay, thank you everyone for joining me. Have an awesome evening. I think you're all in North America. I'm going to have an awesome day. And we will see you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.